Welcome to the postseason here in the Iowa Conference YouTube series. But before we get to any of the postseason games, I want to start with some hardware we're handing out. And we'll start with Starmont running back Don Sunday right there on your screen, as he has gotten a couple of major awards, including the biggest award there is in college football. Don Sunday is your 2026 Heisman Trophy winner. An exceptional season by him. It's the third straight Starmont running back to win the award. And he also took home the Doak Walker Award as the best running back in the nation on the year Sunday with 288 carries for 2,153 yards and 37 touchdowns. A fantastic year for him. Also want to point out a couple of pieces of hardware for some Starmont coaches. Starmont head coach Danny Cassidy is your National Coach of the Year. And Starmont offensive coordinator Brian Santiago takes home the Broyles Award for Best Assistant Coach, and that'll happen when you're undefeated. A beautiful 13-0 season with a conference title, as Starmont will not be playing this week as they await the winner of Don Bosco and UCF next week in the quarterfinals of the college football playoffs. Moving ahead now for some defensive hardware, as Don Bosco linebacker Marcus Kilgo is your National Defensive Player of the Year. He also takes home the Dick Butkus Award as the best linebacker in the country. 67 tackles with 34 for loss and 22 sacks on the year. And as somebody who uses Marcus Kilgo, as of course I do use Don Bosco as my user team, I'll tell you he is a heck of a lot of fun to play with. So congratulations to him, a phenomenal season. He'll look to continue that going this week in the playoff game. And also a bit of a surprise pick here, but a big shout out to Waverly Shellrock punter Boomer Everhart. He punted just 6 times this season, but he did have a 60-yarder in there, so he's clearly got a heck of a leg. He's your Ray Guy Award winner for National Punter of the Year. Don't have any in-game video of his punting, but there he is. Happy to accept that award, and congratulations to all the award winners this year. And now let's take a look at the matchups going on here in the first round of bowl matchups. And, of course, a couple of big CFP games there at the bottom of your screen. In a user game, Coach Witcher will take his Waverly Shellrock Go Hawks down south as they compete in the Birmingham Bowl in Birmingham, Alabama against North Carolina State as the Go Hawks look to get a 12th win in the season. In some non-user conference games, Cedar Rapids Kennedy goes for win number 9 as they have a big opportunity in Maryland in the Military Bowl against 20th-ranked South Florida. City High gets the best draw of everybody, if we're being honest. They head to Orlando, Florida to take on Baylor in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Of course, the Little Hawks can only hope to get the exceptional opportunity to choose which Pop-Tart flavor will meet its demise in that oversized toaster. In the Holiday Bowl, Grundy Center will take on Wisconsin. They're in San Diego in a big matchup for the Spartans. Good opportunity there. Cedar Rapids Prairie heads out east to the Fenway Bowl in Boston, Massachusetts. They'll take on a good 17th-ranked Charlotte squad at Fenway Park. And, of course, your main events here, the 2 first-round CFP matchups. First of all, we have Cedar Falls heading to Dallas, Texas. They'll go on the road to take on SMU as both teams look to advance to the next round of the CFP. And in the nightcap of the whole thing, Don Bosco will be back at home to take on UCF. A final home game there at Tom Ryan Field for those Don Bosco seniors. They meet up with the Knights of Central Florida. And the winner will take on Starmont. Don Bosco, of course, looking to avenge their one and only loss of the year, a Week 1 loss in Arlington to Starmont. But they can't focus on that just yet as they have to get past UCF first. A lot of exceptional football coming your way in this video, and 2 teams fighting for their lives here with quarterfinal dreams if they can win this first-round matchup. We'll head to the campus of Southern Methodist University first there in Dallas, Texas, as Cedar Falls takes on SMU. And here we are at Gerald J. Ford Stadium in Dallas, Texas, as SMU takes the field for their playoff football game here. And, of course, they are hosting the Cedar Falls Tigers, a big-time matchup. Cedar Falls has played in one postseason game. They fell at Michigan 2 years ago. Here, Deshaun Wheeler takes a shot to the end zone, but it's intercepted as the game stays scoreless here in the first quarter. Tigers were driving down the field, but it goes to the Mustangs. SMU trying to make something happen. All sorts of trouble back there, and Daquan Denard gets home for the sack. That brings up 4th down. Ball goes back to the Tigers. Second quarter now, shot to the end zone, and that's a touchdown. Terrence Weeks on the touchdown reception for Cedar Falls. As the Tigers strike first here in Texas, 7-0, they lead over the Mustangs of SMU. SMU 11-2 on the year. Cedar Falls 10-2. Here, the quarterback going to scramble, but he's taken down short of the line to gain. That brings up fourth down. Not a whole lot of action here, so we skip ahead to the end of the fourth quarter, and second quarter, and that's a big gain as SMU takes a timeout. They're going to try a field goal here. That one is up, and it is no good. Doinks off the right upright, no good, and we go to the half with Cedar Falls leading SMU 7-0. But Mustangs with the football shot to the end zone, and that's caught. A perfectly placed ball there for SMU. And McManus in the back of the end zone with a touchdown grab. We are tied at 7 here at Gerald J. Ford Stadium. And that's a mistake for Deshaun Wheeler as that's intercepted. And there's a ton of room to return. Wheeler trying to track him down, but he does not have the speed. That's going to be a massive pick six. Anthony Davis, no, not that one, on the pick six. And that's a lead for SMU, their first of the game. And here late in the third quarter, the quarterback keeps it himself. That is 3 unanswered scores for the Mustangs as they lead 21-7. Cedar Falls trying to get something going, but miscommunication between Weeks and Wheeler as that's picked off again. Another interception for SMU as they have the lead 21-7. A chance to extend that here late in the game. That is caught, and that's another touchdown. McManus gets into the end zone for the second time today as it's a 3-score lead for SMU, 28-7. Cedar Falls in big trouble, down 3 scores with less than 5 minutes to play. Wheeler takes a deep shot to the end zone, and that time he has a man. That is caught by Ivan Berry for the touchdown. Cedar Falls gets back on the board, but it's still a long hill to climb here, down 2 scores with 3 minutes to play. And on 3rd and 19, that might just be the backbreaker as a QB scramble, that is, picks up the 19 yards needed. And SMU gets it done as Cedar Falls' season ends in the first round of the playoffs as SMU will advance to the quarterfinals. A great season for the Tigers as now we flip over to Gilbertville where Don Bosco has a home playoff game. Their first home playoff game in program history. Opening kickoff here in Jerron Sunday, getting this thing started for the Dons. And he's got great blocking ahead of him. Now he's got a ton of room into UCF territory. He might go all the way. 15, 10, 5, he's gone. Touchdown, Dons. And what better way could you possibly have to open up the first home playoff game in program history? Jerron Sunday goes to the house, and the Dons lead 7-0, 10 seconds into the game. Quick stop on defense, and here comes Zion Haywood getting the corner, and he's got a big gain. Up to the 40, lowers the shoulder, gets out of one tackle before he's finally brought down to the 28. Massive gain there for Haywood. Here on 3rd and 2 from the 4, Haywood goes untouched into the end zone as Don Bosco has been shot out of a cannon to begin this football game. They lead 14-0 over UCF, taking the early lead over the Knights here in Gilbertville. UCF trying to get on the board here, 4 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Shot towards the end zone, that's caught, and the tackle is made, but not before he crosses the goal line as the Knights do score. There as Richardson gets into the end zone. UCF does get on the board, but still Don Bosco with a 14-7 lead. Play action pass here for Taven Jackson, who finds Zion Haywood, gets down to the 5-yard line. Big gain there late in the first quarter. 3rd and goal here, pitch outside to Haywood. Got the blocking, but he does not get into the end zone. He's just short. 4th and goal from a yard out, and there's a flag on the play. Who moved? It looks like it was Don Bosco, and that's going to lose them at least 4 points perhaps as they were going to go for it on 4th down, but the 5-yard penalty makes them settle for 3. Randy Kelly knocks it in, and it's 17-7 Don Bosco, but a missed opportunity there as they got it down all the way to the 1-yard line. UCF now trying to make something happen, but it's the big nose guard, Carson Patterson, who gets into the backfield for the sack. That's a big play for the Don Bosco defense as the offense trying to go to work. Jackson trying to get out of the pocket, and he goes down hard and takes a lot of damage there. Got banged up on that sack. We'll see if that affects things here moving forward. Jackson a bit banged up there. But there's a big mistake for UCF again as that's Shaq Strong getting another interception, the free safety with the pick. And this is Elijah Fitzgerald that's coming to the game. Taven Jackson injured, out of the game for now, but Fitzgerald, the backup, connects with Michael Hilton for a big gain down to the 45-yard line. They're going to try to run some tempo. Now, Fitzgerald getting out of the pocket, looking end zone, has a man, it's caught, and that is Dion Snelling. That is his first career catch. What better way to have your first career catch than a touchdown in a playoff game in front of your home crowd. 24-7 Don's lead here. 3rd and inch is a deep shot for UCF. That's caught, and Richardson is going to go all the way. A massive breakdown by that Don Bosco defense here late in the half as UCF is going to get back on the board. An incredible error there for Don Bosco. As we will move ahead now to the second half, Don Bosco leading 24-14, but it's UCF football first, and Kylan Waters, well, he got cooked on that one, and that's going to be a touchdown there. 75 yards, first play of the half. A massive mistake, and all of a sudden, UCF has cut that lead big time. Don Bosco holds just a 3-point lead, and it's UCF football here. Play action pass, Kilgo coming in hot. Him and Duncan Stockton get back there. The football is loose forever, but finally recovered by UCF, but the ball does go back to the Dons. Jackson, fortunately, able to re-enter the game and drops a dime there to Michael Hilton, who makes the grab, and that's going to be a big first down for Hilton. Now a give to Haywood. Blocking is there. He's got a hole, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Don. Zion Haywood with his second rushing touchdown of the ball game, and Don Bosco gets a badly needed score as they extend their lead. 10-point lead for the Dons, but UCF is driving again back into Don Bosco territory. It's another play-action pass to the end zone. Nobody there whatsoever, and it's a night touchdown. Opening was huge there for UCF as Livingston gets into the end zone that time, and Don Bosco's defense just has not been ready for the challenge today. But the offense has fortunately answered the call as there's a great juke move by Zion Haywood on the reception, breaking a tackle, finally brought down to the 15-yard line. A big run after the catch there for Zion Haywood, the runner-up for the Heisman Trophy this season. Taven Jackson, seeing nothing's going to take off, and he dives across the goal line. Touchdown, Dons. Big play there by the Don Bosco quarterback. By the way, stepbrother of Trace Jackson Davis of the NBA's Golden State Warriors. There's a fun fact for you. But back to UCF now, and on the tackle, the football comes loose, and Ray Stokes has it. What a massive defensive play as Stokes comes out of the pile with the football. And here, on the pop pass, Jackson gives it to C.J. Major, who's going to run into the end zone. Had nobody near him. And Don Bosco extends their lead here. A massive play there for Major. As it's 45-28, Don Bosco takes a big lead here. UCF is still fighting. They were a tough team to kill in this one. And that's another touchdown. An incredible sliding catch there for the Knights as they get this one a little bit closer. Richardson's had such a phenomenal football game here today. Randy Kelly does get another field goal here for the Dons to make it a 48-35 football game. A 13-point advantage for Don Bosco. UCF really needs to get something moving here quickly if they want to come back, and that's going to just about seal it as Danny Powers gets the interception, gets the football back to the Dons, and that is going to be your ball game. It's a tough effort by UCF as they fought the entire way here in Gilbertville, but Coach Warrington's squad did enough for a 48-35 victory there, moving on to a quarterfinal matchup in Arizona as they will take on Starmont in a rematch of the opening week of the season. And here is a look at the records of all the teams as we get ready for the quarterfinal round. So, of course, Starmont was on a bye this week after their perfect season. The conference champions are 14-0 as they get set for their quarterfinal matchup with Don Bosco, who is 12-1. Or make that, 12-1 after a 12-game winning streak following the Week 1 loss. Waverly Shellrock, funny enough, Coach Taco Witry of the Go Hawks actually refused to play the football game in Birmingham out of form of protest after being kept out of the college football playoffs. The team did go ahead and win without him, but we don't have highlights of that football game, but it was a victory. They are going to finish the year 12-2 with the 2 losses both coming to Starmont, and Cedar Falls with their loss. They fall to 10-3 on the season. So that's a look at how things stand. And of course, next week, we've got the massive quarterfinal matchup in Glendale, Arizona, the Fiesta Bowl, as Don Bosco takes on Starmont in a rematch of their Week 1 matchup earlier this season. So be sure to come back for that one. We'll have that for you coming up in the very next episode. Thanks so much for watching this one, and we'll see you next time.